What is up everyone, my name is Stoody and I'd like to welcome you all back to another video. And today I'm going to be doing my round 19 AFL tips for the 2022 AFL season. So last week I got 7 out of 9 correct. I'm sure most people did a lot worse than that. I tipped a couple of games that most people didn't, so that's why my score is so high. If you're telling me you got 7 out of 9 or more, then you're most likely lying. I doubt anyone got more than 6 for the most part. Unless you're incredibly smart like me and know when match fixing is going to happen. I'm very good at predicting match fixing. So we're going to go have a look at what tips I got correct. By the way, I am currently on 104 correct tips for the season. I predicted the Western Bulldogs to defeat St Kilda. The Western Bulldogs won that match. I predicted Collingwood to defeat Adelaide. Collingwood only just won that match. I did it very hesitantly, but I got it right in the end. I tipped the Brisbane Lions to defeat the GWS Giants. The Brisbane Lions won that match. I predicted North Melbourne to defeat Richmond VFL. North Melbourne went on to win that match. Only 4% of people tipped North Melbourne. There's my edge right there. I knew we weren't going to win that. It was pretty obvious from the start. So if you tip Richmond, you're an idiot because we had our VFL team playing. I tipped Geelong to defeat Carlton. Geelong won that match, of course. I predicted Hawthorn to defeat West Coast. Hawthorn went on to win that. And I predicted Melbourne to defeat Port Adelaide, and Melbourne won that match. So now we're going to look at the two that I got incorrect. And the ones I got incorrect were that I predicted Fremantle to beat Sydney. I thought home ground advantage should help Fremantle, but it didn't. Sydney won that match. And I predicted the Gold Coast Suns to beat Essendon. Essendon ended up smashing them. I didn't really expect the smashing, but it happened and I got that one wrong. Maybe some of you guys would have predicted Essendon if you got 7. More than 50% did tip Gold Coast. I was one of them, but I tipped North Melbourne and I tipped Western Bulldogs. Whereas most people changed their tip to St Kilda when Aaron Norton was out, and pretty much everyone tipped Richmond. So that's how I got 7 out of 9. Now we are going to do my round 19 tips, and the first one I'm absolutely shocked. Richmond versus Fremantle at Marvel Stadium. It's a neutral ground. So yeah, I think it's pretty obvious Fremantle are going to win this, considering Richmond are going to be playing their VFL team again. I don't understand why there's 57% of people that have tipped Richmond for this. Another easy tip, another way to go up in the rankings. You're pretty stupid if you tip Richmond in this. I've tipped Fremantle and I've actually tipped them by 10 goals. Up next, we've got North Melbourne taking on Hawthorn. Now, Hawthorn have been playing some decent footy. Well, I haven't watched their game, so I don't actually know, but they have been winning the last couple of weeks. And North Melbourne are back into some form. Obviously, have their confidence back. This is at the Blundstone Arena, so I'm actually going to be tipping North Melbourne in this one. I think they're going to continue to ride the momentum, and at home, I reckon they're going to go on to win 2 games in a row and beating Hawthorn. This is obviously a risk. Only 12% of people have tipped North Melbourne, but I'm going to be one of the 12%. I'm going to have another big week while everyone else is falling behind. Next, we have Sydney taking on the Adelaide Crows at the SCG. Now, this one should be pretty straightforward. I'll be tipping Sydney in this game. It's home ground advantage, plus they're just simply a way better team than the Crows. So I'm going to be tipping them to win this game, but probably around 45 points. Up next, we have Port Adelaide taking on Geelong at Adelaide Oval. Now, this one, it's an interesting one. Could go either way. Obviously, I really want to tip Port Adelaide because I'm sick of Geelong overachieving and being severely overrated big time. But I'm going to tip Geelong because I've taken a few risks in my tips this week. So I'm going to go with them as the safe option. But I'm going to tip them by 5 points. I think it'll be a super close game, but hopefully Port Adelaide win this. Next, we've got the Q Clash. It'll be Brisbane taking on the Gold Coast Suns at the Gabba. Now, Brisbane do tend to destroy the Suns, and since the Suns got absolutely destroyed against Essendon, I would expect the Lions to go on to win this game by a big margin. So yeah, I'm predicting the Lions to win, and I think they'll win by 68 points. Up next, we've got the grand final rematch at Marvel Stadium. It'll be the Western Bulldogs taking on Melbourne. Now, this one is another interesting one. I really want to tip the Western Bulldogs. I think they're a big chance of winning this game. But I'm going to have to go with Melbourne. It'll just be the safe option. Only 12% went for Western Bulldogs. So I'm going to go with Melbourne, to hopefully get the job done for the sake of my tipping. But I hope the Western Bulldogs win just to get Richmond out of the 8, because I'm sick of them being in finals contention. Really, we just need to be tanking to get some more draft picks. Moving on to Sunday now, we've got Carlton taking on the GWS Giants at Marvel Stadium. Now, I reckon Carlton will get the win here. I'll say by 22 points. I just think home ground advantage and the fact that they'll be too strong for the Giants. Yeah, they should get the job done. I'm going to go Carlton. Up next, we've got Collingwood taking on Essendon at the MCG. Now, this one is another interesting one. Essendon have really started to find some form here. And Collingwood are in some pretty poor form, could barely beat some bad teams. Plus, they're overachieving big time, so I'm actually tipping Essendon to win this game by 15 points. I just think it's time for Collingwood to lose, and I think they will lose to Essendon. Essendon are in some good form, and Collingwood are in some bad form. Collingwood have just been versing bad teams. That's the only reason why they're getting so many wins. They've had by far the easiest fixture in AFL history. So I'm predicting Essendon to win this. I think it's time that Collingwood start losing some games. The last game, we have the West Coast Eagles taking on St Kilda at Optus Stadium. West Coast have the home ground advantage. They have kind of got back into some form over the last month or so. St Kilda are in some pretty poor form. I can see this one going either way. Surely St Kilda don't lose this one though. I'm going to tip St Kilda by 20 points. I think they should win, but I wouldn't be surprised if West Coast win this. But yeah, hopefully they can help Richmond go down the ladder so they can get a better draft pick by winning this game. Because Richmond somehow are still in the 8. But anyway, those are my tips for round 19. I did not watch a single game last week, and I do not plan on watching another game this week. I am only doing this video for views. That's the whole point of the tips when I'm not watching football anymore. I will not watch another game this year because the AFL has gone to shit. It's obviously rigged. Gillon McLachlan can get fucked. So that's it for this video. Be sure to subscribe for more epic content like this. And remember to hit the big thumbs up button and give this video a like. I also have Instagram. It is called Stoody YT. So be sure to follow that. Link to that will be in the description. I hope you've had a good day. And I'll see you all in the next video.